All right, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone. Justin Gibbs again here with the team of the National Weather Service in Paducah. So far, so good across our area. That has not been the case for a lot of folks, but we are still hanging in there and doing pretty well. We got some showers and thunderstorms over Carlisle County and Hickman County, some stuff over Todd County. Nothing dangerous right now, though, and that has held up so far. We're watching a little cell in northeastern Arkansas, approaching Pocahontas, that is sort of aimed in a direction that could be a problem for us. And then there's a very large destructive supercell in the Memphis area, and I'll pull up the Memphis radar real quick. This storm has a history of producing major tornadoes along its track, and I think we're pretty fortunate that it, for this region, it has stayed to the south. We got some tornadoes in eastern Arkansas, but you can see it's scattered about. So we're starting to we're not out of the woods completely, but we're starting to get a little more optimistic here that we may not have the worst impacts as this event carries on. You can see here's the St. Louis radar. There's some stuff up there. But the way that stuff is behaving, it's moving in a way that makes us think that it's not totally tapping into all the heat and energy that it could be, which makes us think there's something in the atmosphere that we're not sensing correctly. You can see, well, you can even see it here in our tornado ingredients. You see the red dips kind of right over western Kentucky, Illinois. It decreases just a little bit. It's still high enough that we're not letting our guard down at all, but it is not as high here as it is in Memphis and in central Illinois, eastern Iowa, where they've had significant tornadoes. If I can find some of the reports, you can see we've had significant damage in Little Rock, Arkansas, and in eastern Arkansas. It's been a very bad day across much of the country in Arkansas and West Tennessee and in Iowa. They've had numerous tornadoes, but we've been fortunate so far in this part of the world that has not come to fruition yet. We could still see a tornado watch. We got a message from SPC a few minutes ago that they're considering expanding the tornado watch into the Penny Isle region of Kentucky and southwest Indiana and a little further east, but they have not done so yet. But it may come. And again, the atmosphere, as we can measure it, is still pretty unstable, and we're not 100% like, okay, we're done. But we were talking earlier today about by 5-6 p.m. we were going to be really in the mess, and we're not. So that is a good sign. There's a little bit of what we call a capping inversion that we can tell is in place over part of our area, and we're hopeful that will hold. Before, we didn't think there was any chance that it would. Now we're starting to feel like perhaps it will. But we'll continue to monitor it, but wanted to let everybody know as it starts to look a little bit more promising. It's looking more promising, so don't let your guard down completely. But there's nothing dangerous right now that we can see over the next hour or so. We're going to continue to monitor it, and we'll hopefully maybe get through this, certainly without some of the impacts, hopefully, that they've seen here in southwest Tennessee in a supercell that tracked about 75 to 80 miles from Little Rock, went right through the heart of Little Rock, northern part of the Memphis metropolitan area. That's what we were worried about happening here earlier today. And so far, we've been really fortunate not to have that occur. So let me double check, see if there's any questions. And then, anything coming, we don't know. It's not over for anybody yet, but we are just letting you know that we're starting to become more optimistic that we're not going to see the impacts that we were afraid that we were, that those have occurred to our south and to the north. And you can see all kinds of tornado warnings and everything going on. So right now, we're not seeing anything especially dangerous, but we're going to continue to watch it over the next couple of hours. If we end up dropping the tornado watch, that'll be kind of a final signal that, hey, we're done. The front itself is still back over central Missouri. So until that front comes through, and I'll pull it up on over here, and this won't make any sense to you, and that's okay, but the front is still about 65 miles west of Carter and Ripley County, Missouri. So until that front clears through, we won't be able to completely say we're done. But we're looking better than we were. Let's see here. We'll take a look. And then, Muhlenberg County, we're still we're still under the gun, but we're doing better than we were. We're more optimistic than we were, and we're hopefully we're going to keep watching it for the next couple of hours, but not as worried as we were a few hours ago. Again, looks like the biggest impacts that we were afraid may be coming here are going to end up about 60 miles south of us. So we're going to hope that holds, and obviously, hope for the best for the folks that were in the path, because we certainly understand what that's like around here. So everyone have a good evening. We'll come back if anything changes. If it starts ramping up, we'll jump back on, and obviously keep up with your media, keep up with the weather, and enjoy your Friday evening, and we'll be back as needed.
Yeah.